A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children, but the wealth of the sinner is stored up for the righteous. The first part of this is pretty self-explanatory, but the fact that most people don't do it and most people call themselves Christians. Okay. We probably do need to go and hit the first part a little more, don't we? You have to save and invest. And even when it says inheritance, that might not even, that could be more than monetary, but you should leave you should leave an inheritance to your, you know what I'm saying, to your, it says children's children, so that's your grandchildren. So, I mean, inheritance could be just setting a good example. Inheritance could be like character, like inheritance could be more than one thing. We ain't gonna really too much harp on that point, but we gonna more so hit the monetary point. The monetary point, like, if you are not doing the correct things with your money, which if you're not doing the correct things with your money, it's something you are not doing correctly in life. Not doing things correctly in life leads to not doing things correctly with money. Like, there's probably some other sin that you were doing that is messing up your money. But the wealth of the sinner is stored up for the righteous. Now I had to now that's not as easy to digest as the first part. Like, so what is you telling me? What is you telling me? So you telling me that sinners are wealthy? Like, yes, most, I ain't gonna say most, but yeah, you can become wealthy in sin, but that wealth is gonna be lost and transferred to who deserves it. Okay, and let me give an example of how that could play out. Like, in modern times, you have a person, they could sell drugs. That is a shortcut to wealth. But things can go right for a long time. Then eventually something happens. They get caught. All the money, all the assets they had, they seized and they transferred to somebody else. The government now is about to use that money to catch more drug dealers. I think that's a pretty good modern example of, the wealth of the sinner is going to be transferred to the righteous. Like, you can't, like, they're basically saying, don't take shortcuts. If you take shortcuts, it's going to end up going wrong. And it's going to, like, whatever is gained from taking the shortcut is going to be transferred to somebody who didn't take a shortcut. And I can give you an example of how this indirectly has happened in my life. Like, I don't know what happened with people. I don't know the whole situation. But I sometimes buy cars at the impound. So, like, you had to do something, you know what I'm saying, for the police to impound your vehicle. And, I done found, like, open containers in vehicles and everything after, but you had to been sinning some kind of way for the situation to happen for them just to take your stuff. But I bought cars for like $300 and $400. Nothing wrong with them. These folks, were paying $300-$400 a month for these cars before I got them for $400. You see what I'm saying? But I guess that's, I don't know how good an example that is, but I guess that's an example of how, like, the wealth of the sinner can be transferred to the righteous. There's a difference between being a believer and a follower also. In the Bible it says even demons believe in God. So, like, that's still stopping short. I mean, I think everybody on their road to where they trying to get to has just been a believer. And being a believer, you still do some things that probably ain't just wrong, but they ain't right either. You know what I'm saying? You still with worldly people doing worldly things, and you can be a believer. But see, when you a follower, that means like some things are no longer acceptable. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying I look down on people. It's just like that ain't the direction I'm trying to go. And where this goes in with the first part, when you are a follower, you, yeah, like them sins that was taking your money, they ain't gonna be taking your money no more if you following the Lord. In the correct way of following the Lord, because there's some false teachers out here. I don't know what y'all got going on. Read the Bible. I don't know. You must discern. It does say discern and test, because I don't know what kind of fake believers some of y'all following, but discern and test the spirits. In everything and everybody, discern and test the spirit. You gotta look at it just like Instagram. Who you following determines what's going on your timeline. If you don't like what's on your timeline, you might want to change who you following. I got a good example of that. I got a friend, pretty good person. See, some people be pretty good people. They don't be doing everything right. I don't be doing everything right myself. I'm working on getting better. But don't be doing everything right, but generally pretty good. But see, where I notice the bad come in with this person is when they be around another group of people that really just ain't really good people. You know, they seem alright, but they ain't good people. Like when it all boils down, they ain't good people. Cause if you get into the word, I'm too many checkoffs on the bad list, and there's more checkoffs on the bad list than the good list. So we just gonna say they bad people. But, you know, you get comfortable with bad people and you start developing some of their habits, doing some of their stuff, and that's not good, because you following the wrong people the wrong direction. You got to watch who you following. Follow the Lord, and things will work out right.